as always, with Cam Vieira. Cam's like, look, we're not moving on to Cincinnati. We're going to talk about the New England Patriots. We're going to talk about Cam Newton. Now, if you just watched our previous video, number one, we appreciate that. Like and subscribe to our channel. We're going to do a video after this one, how to like and subscribe to the channel. I know it's so hard. Just click the little like button. It's very, very complicated. And then also hit the subscribe button. Log in with your Gmail, then subscribe. Okay? Now, the New England Patriots won a 22-17. I watched a lot of that game. Cam Newton did not look impressive to me at all. Threw less than 100 yards, threw 2 interceptions. Also, the dynamic Kyler Murray, who's had a fantastic season, he didn't look that great. To me, he looked injured. He looked soft. I know they bottled him up. Cam, let's jump into it. Tell me your thoughts on the game.
Cam Newton sucked. And
wow.
He was horrendous. And I'm going to say this, and that was the worst quarterback game by a winning quarterback since Mark Sanchez in 2012, if you go by quarterback rating.
Wow. Are we talking about the Mark Sanchez, the butt fumble Mark Sanchez?
Mark Sanchez, yes.
Wow. So Cam Newton is an absolute dumpster fire. He's a butt fumble waiting to happen. He was that bad. So you're saying, just so where I'm clear, so the people at home are clicking on this between watching cat videos and Star Wars videos and all the other crazy videos, you mean to tell me that this is the worst game by a quarterback that won? The key part is winning since Mark Sanchez. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Wow. Do you have his numbers there in front of you? I want to say he threw for roughly about 84 yards and 2 interceptions. If you don't have them, go ahead.
Yeah, you're right. It was under 100 yards, and he had 2 interceptions, one of which you would have thought the corner was the receiver because he basically threw it to the corner. And look, Cam Newton has had one good passing game all year. It was week 2 in Seattle against what we have learned is the worst passing defense in NFL history. Jamal Adams has not helped that defense in the slightest. That is the only truly elite passing game he has had this year. He's had some good running games, but in most of the Patriots' wins this year, he's been a sidecar. It was the weather that helped them in Baltimore. The Jets kicked them a win back a few weeks ago, and they got helped tremendously by the Arizona kicker and the referees on Sunday. Arizona makes that kick, they win the game. Cam Newton is not driving the length of the field with this offense to get into field goal range to tie the game, and he needed a ridiculous penalty on Sunday to get them into field goal range. I'm okay if he finishes the year because Brian Hoyer blows. We all saw that in Kansas City. He is a dumpster fire. He can get you from 20 to 20. But you get him in the red zone, he's a jittery mess. And Jarrett Stidham is clearly in the Bill Belichick doghouse. Otherwise, we would have seen him by now. So
yeah, I think it's more than just being in the doghouse. Doghouse to me is if you drop a key pass on third down or you fumble the ball. He is in below the doghouse. He is buried beneath the doghouse. Jarrett Stidham looks like a dumpster fire. And we talked about that preseason because you were so excited about Jarrett Stidham. You were shitting. .7 yards per pass, which is horrible. That's literally throwing the ball 4 yards and falling down. That is abysmal. No touchdowns passing, 2 interceptions, which is awful, and sacked 3 times at a quarterback rating of 6.5. QBR 6.5, which is horrendous. He ran the ball fine, 9 carries for 46 yards. Ultimately, the running game is why they won the game. Running the ball, dip and dunk, controlling the game. Even though the whole point of running the ball and dipping dunk is not to turn the ball over twice. Cam Newton is the only quarterback I've seen where your team can run the ball, do everything you ask him to do, and he still turns the ball over 2 or 3 times. Cam, what is going on with that? How do you turn the ball over only throwing 18 times? How is it even possible?
He can't read the field. And I think you have said this to me for years, and I didn't really dive deep into it because I fell into the ESPN hype machine of Cam Newton. He's never been an elite passer. He's had 2 good passing seasons, his rookie year and his MVP year. Other than that, he's never been an elite passer. His completion percentage is always in the low 60s, which in the modern era is horrendous. He has relied on his athleticism, which is gone. He's not even a truly elite running quarterback anymore. Wilson, Mahomes, Murray, these guys all move. Jackson, of course. These guys all move better than him.
You're right. And look, the Patriots are now what, 5-6?
Yes.
They're 5-6. I know your guys on the Sports Hub, all of them. They said Greg Bedard, all your guys, we can make the playoffs. Look, is it possible that this team can limp in at 8-8? Okay, I'll acknowledge it's possible. Okay, because of Bill Belichick's coaching, it's possible. this team is not going to do anything in the playoffs. They
No.
can't beat the Steelers. They can't beat the Chiefs. They
They'll
can't
get curb stomped.
You know, I mean, I understand they beat Baltimore, but let's be real here. That last game, you're getting heated. You're taking your hat off. You're ready to go. You're ready to get, you're ready to start battling like Nate Robinson and Jake Paul. Yeah, let's hear it.
I've said this all year. I don't see value in making the playoffs at 8-8 and getting the brakes beaten off of you by the Steelers or Chiefs. And another thing I've heard a lot this week is, don't you think Bill Belichick has a defensive formula for Patrick Mahomes because he kept him to 19 points in that Week 4 meeting? You can say that. Maybe Bill Belichick does know how to contain Patrick Mahomes to a degree because you're never going to fully shut Patrick Mahomes down. But the Patriots offense cannot match the Chiefs are going to get to 21, 28 points no matter what you do.
Now you've got me fired up. Now you've got me gaslit. I was going to just let you go in and talk about hit your home run. Now you got me gaslit because we talked about this the other day, me and you, off the record, not on the podcast. The Chiefs, you keep saying the Chiefs dominated that game, and you keep saying that they held him to 16 points. Let me or to 19 points. The final score, I've got to be accurate here. I've got to be fair and balanced. Okay, 26-10 is what the Chiefs won. It's a blowout. Okay, that is a destruction. Now, if you want to get a moral victory, so I'm looking at it right now. The score in the first half was 6-3. Okay,
correct.
That is a very competitive half. But what I've seen from many years of watching football, any inferior team with a good game plan can hang for a half. You can be close 6-3, 10-7 with the Chiefs, with the Steelers for a half, maybe even for 3/4. At the end of the day, the superior team comes back. And if you watch that game, you're right. They did do a good job on Patrick Mahomes. But you know what else they did a good job of? There was no point in that game where the Chiefs were in danger. Zero. Despite what you and the Patriots guys said, there was no point they were in danger. The game plan of that game, which is what I wanted the Bucs game plan to be. I wanted them to run the ball, go on 9 or 10-minute scoring drives, control the game, limit Patrick Mahomes' opportunity. In case he misses a couple big throws to Tyreek Hill, then it's 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12, and then you got a shot at the game. That's what I was hoping would happen. Bill Belichick did a great game plan of keeping it as close as the guys that he had on his roster. But at the end of the day, it was 26-10. At the end of the day, the Chiefs passed for 236 yards, 2 touchdowns. They didn't need a lot. They ran for 25 times, which is 94, which is actually a lot for them. And the Patriots controlled that game. They ran 35 times for 185 yards. They totally controlled the game flow. Totally.
With still a 16-point game.
And they still got beat by 16. I'm simply saying it's just like saying, oh, he's got an answer for Lamar Jackson. I'm sorry. He did a good job against Lamar Jackson. He did a good job against Kyler Murray.
It was the rain.
I'm not taking anything away from him. I got to be honest. It was a monsoon against Lamar Jackson. That's just a fact. And he's been slumping a little bit. And the truth is with Kyler Murray, he's injured. He's banged up. He looked injured. And Kyler Murray with a banged up shoulder is not the same guy.
And he didn't have Larry Fitzgerald either.
He didn't have Larry Fitzgerald. He obviously, DeAndre Hopkins, I don't remember his stat line, but he didn't have a great game. He didn't jump out at me, right?
No, he didn't have nothing all world. Stephon Gilmore actually had a good game on Sunday against him. Yes, he did.
Okay, well, that's wonderful. So again, that's what we're talking about that. I could go on for another 20 minutes, but we got a lot of material to get to today. So like and subscribe to that damn channel. Like and subscribe. What is so hard, Kim? Before we wrap this up, what is so hard about that?
I don't know. I guess it's just, the attention span of the millennial generation, of which I'm sadly a part of, is just so low. It's just they can't sit there and watch a video and hit the subscribe button. That's why, most people I know watch Red Zone on Sunday. They don't watch the game from start to finish. They can't pay attention that long. They watch Red Zone.
Right. They watch Red Zone. They watch the apps. They watch 15 other things. It's absolutely insanity. So we're going to wrap this up before we go totally buck wild. But great show. Hit me up at Twitter. Like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks again.
Thank you.